Calm down, Muramasa. What was hanging on the necks, though? Effective tactic, I would say. It's like a tradition. That's a huge deal, actually. Masamune must be amazing then. Oh my god, Ichijo is perfect for him. We cannot start waifu road like this. Hello and welcome, PocketWatch here, and it's about time for another episode of Muramasa, where we're finally going into Ayane road, I hope. So yeah, anyway, previous episode was really good warm-up to everything that will come. It's essentially going to be total opposite of Otori Road in terms of justification of actions. It's not about vengeance, it's about justice and everything, so yeah, I wonder how it will go. Also, thank you for your correction of me in the comment section before. I'm sorry if I butcher your name, because I'm terrible with kanji, but Misaki? Misaki? One of these might be right. Probably. Because this whole time, no one ever told me I'm pronouncing Shinuichi. And it's wrong. It's not Shinuichi. It's Shinuchi. And I've checked the dialogues from before. And yeah, they didn't put E there. So I'm going to try and break my habit, because it's like telling the name for entirety differently, and then suddenly you get realization that it's wrong. So I will try and correct myself. If your ears will bleed today if I still say wrong names, then I'm sorry, but I will try. Anyway, let's continue. Let's continue the story. Let's see what will happen. Leave a like if you like the episode, dislike if you dislike it, and you can subscribe as well. By the way. Oh yeah, wait. Why is this? I was supposed to put this. Also, I will cut to get to the point. Okay, that should be it. Let's see. Okay. Okay, we have the bed scene. Chapter 5 Fin. And there we go. There we are. So this is a story about Mongol invasion. Great. The Mongol invasion. So Ichijo history books call it. When it began, he was but a common blacksmith from a small village in Sagami. He spent his days forging farm tools, horse shoes, cooking utensils, all the implements of village life. He had never considered forging a tsurugi. Is this about backstory for Masamune? Wow, that's fast. I think this is the only blacksmith with no, there were like some others, but this is the only one I think we have like very specific and actual backstory with backgrounds and stuff. The village had no need for one, and even if it had, he did not know how. He had, however, forged the occasional sword or spear. Even a mountain village needed protection against wolves or bandits. Though, and latter were rare in Kanto, the shogun's seat of power. One day, the lord of Sagami had occasion to examine one such sword. He was impressed. Although the weapon was not a masterpiece by any measure, it evidenced skill beyond the blacksmith station. So it was in the 4th year of Koan, 1281, by the western calendar, when the lord of Sagami marched to Shogun Call. He brought the blacksmith with him to serve his army. Okay, what year was the war when Ginseigo and Muramasa were fighting in? I don't remember the dates. Yeah, you can remind me the dates in the comments, please. That will like kinda help me put the timeline in my head a little bit. It's just like for trivia and everything, but yeah, world building and stuff. So yeah, if we had like actual date, then yeah, you let me know. The blacksmith performed his duties diligently. He knew nothing of where they were going, or of whom the weapons he honed were meant to slay. Nor truly he did care. So what if another provincial lord had backed Kamakura rule? Their bid would fail, and hopefully soon, before any more men were conscripted from his village. But the march went on the days and days until the last they reached the sea, when he was ordered to help construct the boats that would carry them to the island across. He realized that they were bound for Kyushu, many hundreds of leagues from home. What could have brought the armies of Kanto so far to the west? Local forces should have been enough to quash any rebellion. He and the other workmen wondered, but of course no warrior cared to allay their concerns. It was only when they crossed Kyushu itself that he got his answer. There, on the shores of the westmost ocean, camped a great army down from all across Yamato. Okay. The enemy, he learned, was coming from the sea, from a distant continent, whose existence until now he had thought mere legend. Oh, the Mongols! Also, I think I'm correct, so I will call it a fun fact. But Mongols were unable to actually invade Japan because they tried basically on like very wrong season. Like when Mongols tried to invade Japan, there was like typhoons, tsunamis, and basically the current like around the borders of Japan on the island was like so damn terrible and everything that they just couldn't make it to the shore actually. I think I'm correct. If I'm not, then you can correct me, but so it's not like misinformation. But I think I remember right. Maybe there's something inside it like more. From the cook, who had come with the first forces to arrive, he learned that the enemy had already taken several outlying islands. Casualties on those islands, it seems, very severe. Even here, in Hakata, the situation was dire. Yamato and Musha had engaged multiple enemy scouting parties, and each engagement had cost the shogun vassals dearly. The enemy Musha were too agile. Although Yamato possessed superior speed, they could not maintain their advantage in the air. I wonder if this is one of Shinuchi's. Listening to the cook story, the blacksmith felt fear call in his gut. What use would his sword be against such an enemy? Yeah, pretty much. Like you still have like, your human reflexes. The Lord of Sagami seems to sense his doubt. He summoned the blacksmith and warned him to stay faithful to his duty. The blacksmith swore that he would. In truth, however, he had already begun preparing to flee, as had most of his fellow conscripts. He felt no duty towards his lord. Even if he had, it was not worth his life. He wanted only to survive and return to his village. The warriors could fight their wars without him. After all, even if the shogunman lost, it could hardly affect him in distant Kanto. Perhaps the enemy would pillage Kyushu, but although he pitied the people on the island, they were not his responsibility. Yeah, pretty much. Like you're just a blacksmith. Like people on the island are not your responsibility. You're not like a leader or anything. Still, just leaving them is like terrible, but yeah. And besides, the enemy was human too, were they not? Yeah, but in Tsurugi. Oh, he would hear the stories of these Mongols, that they drank the blood of their foes and made rams from their skin. Ooh. But the years of hammering and stiffening, the impurities from the steel had perhaps dulled the blacksmith's imagination. Those Mongols had ships and Tsurugi. Just like his people, surely the men who sailed those ships and wielded those Tsurugi could not be so different. Even if the wars happened, and Yamato itself were conquered, Little would change for peasants like him. One ruler was much the same as another. Not really. Disagree with that? The blacksmith did not doubt. Oh, this is new CG. We didn't have the beach before. At last comes the day of the battle. The fleets of the enemy covered the horizon, and their musha gathered like clouds in the sky. At a glance, it was clear that they outnumbered Yamato's forces by the factor of 2 or more. Much of the supply train had already fled, and the warriors, stricken by terror, were of no mind to drag them back. The blacksmith had remained behind, not out of loyalty or courage, but because he thought it better be labeled a casualty rather than a deserter. He would escape. He had decided amid the chaos of battle. Probably a right choice, actually. This choice changed his life forever. Okay. The Mongols advanced across the sea, horns and drums sounding in challenge. Yamato's forces tightened their ranks, and with bated breath awaited the carnage to come. It was not long, however, before they saw something that changed the nature of their fear entirely. The first to notice it were the archers who possessed the keenest eyesight. One by one, they all fell silent or dropped their knees with groans of dismay. Okay, what they see? What the Mongols have? What the fuck? The commanders regarded them with confusion, but soon they saw it for themselves. The blacksmith saw it too. He saw what the Mongols were doing on their ships. Okay. Oh. They have hostages. That's bad. Dozens of women, Yamato's women, were lined up on the deck of each ship. They were naked, prostrate, posteriors raised like breasts of the field. Beasts. Goddammit. Sorry. Behind them stood men in unfamiliar garb. Their faces were not of Yamato, nor was the tongue in which they traded crude jokes with their peers. The men were raping Yamato's women, their laughter growing with the women's cries. The blacksmith recalled the rumor he had heard of an island village that had fallen to the Mongols. The invaders had massacred the village men, but the women they had taken for their own. The women made no attempt to escape their torment. Surely some would have chosen to drown if they could. It was the chains. Everyone was chained to the deck. Her hands pierced with heavy nails. Oh my god, what the fuck? Okay. Calm down, Muramasa. They could not run, not even into death. The Mongols had taken this choice from them as well. All of the women were young, maidens in the flower of their beauty, or those who were yet buds on the vine. Oh. One girl, particularly young, was raped by several men in succession. The last was a true giant of a warrior. His manhood was far too large for the girl to accept. He could not enter her, no matter how hard he tried. The warrior's comrades roared with laughter. Face red with shame, the warrior tore the girl from the deck, pounded her face into the bloody ruin, and flung her limp remains over the side. Okay, oh my god, what a way to start the story. The corpse hung there, swinging from its chains, turning his eyes away. The blacksmith saw that every ship was similarly decorated. One crew had mounted its women on pikes. One crew had taken its women apart and displayed the pieces separately. What the actual fuck is wrong with them? One crew contribution was particularly noteworthy. The ship women were older, on average. Something was hanging from each woman's neck. Yes, Something. Not alive. Not that, not anymore. What? Such sight as the blacksmith had never imagined. Not in his most lurid nightmares. Here, there, everywhere. As far as the eye could see. Surely no man could do such thing. What was hanging on the necks, though? Something. Not alive, not anymore. I don't know what it can be. Ah. That's probably something like terrible, oh my god. I don't know, maybe my mind is just fucked up because of Muramasa, but what I think was like hanging, they maybe like take their like babies or something, and they're just like having like hooked up babies that hanging from their necks. Okay, I think Muramasa just like made my mind just like terrible and everything, but yeah. And then he knew that he had been wrong. These were not men at all, not human. Truth came to him like a bolt of lightning. There are demons in this world. Yes, they are. Nice. One by one, his comrades too realized that what they were facing. Some collapsed, stricken by despair. Others fled, howling in terror, but not the blacksmith. He did not despair. Thunder pealed across the sky. The enemy Musha were approaching. So they just like broke the morale of everyone and then just strike. Pretty effective tactic, I would say. That's disgusting. Below, Mongol soldiers peeled into the boats and rowed hard for the virgin shore. The blacksmith strode to the front of the line. In his right hand, he held a sword. One of those he would forge himself. But he wore no armor. Just a tunic of plain wool. Oh my god, is he going to be one of these amazing mushas or samurais or whatever, how we will call them in the Muramasa world? That's like so skillful with swords that no armor can touch him. And yet, as the enemy poisoned arrows and strange exploding spheres blotted out the sun, he strode fearless into battle. His mind was empty. He had no more need to thought. In that moment, as in every moment after, he embodied a single purpose. Is this going to be the chant for Masamune? Oh, kill them all. Oh, that's not a chant for Masamune. That's more like chant for Kinseigo, if anything else. And so, instead of fading into the background of history, as once he had desired, the blacksmith instead embarked on a path that would lead him to the very high of glory. Actually, yeah, kill them all, like kill all the demons, kill everything that's injustice, that's like Masamune, yeah. So that makes sense. Okay. The blacksmith was gravely wounded, but by some miracle he survived. His lonely advance had spurred the shogun men to action. Unwilling to say their honor to a peasant, they surged ahead of him like a tidal wave. In the end, victory was Yamato's that day. The enemy assault was savage and relentless, but the brave warriors pushed the Mongols back and held the line until, with all the nature fury, a typhoon came to sweep them from the sea. Yep, that's the typhoon that I mentioned before. When it had passed, and they beheld the wreckage of the Mongols' mighty fleet. The men on Yamato fell to their knees and prized every god and Buddha they could name. The blacksmith did not begrudge them their worship, but nor did he join in their celebrations. In his mind, the gods had been too late. The divine wind had not come until the first wave of Mongols had been driven from the shore and hundreds of Yamato's finest lay dead. He would not put his faith in such fickle powers. There was too much evil in this world for that. Yeah, after having experience like this, I can see where he's going from. So he wants some power that he can like rely all the time. How he discovered how to create Shinuchi though? Because he said that he don't know how, and yeah. Oh yes, he had no illusions. The Mongols too had once been men. Only men gave birth to demons. With this new understanding, like a fire in his breast, he drove his battle-scarred body back to Kanto, and when he reached the crossroads that led to his village, he turned his back on home without a second thought. Instead, he journeyed to Kamakura. Okay, we are back. And so, apprenticeship with Shintogo Kunimitsu. Then, the most revered Tsurugi smith in the east. Okay. He needed power to smite the wicked. Only a Tsurugi could grant him that. The advances were removed, however. Tsurugi smithing was a sacred art, to be passed from parent to child and no other. Kunimitsu would not teach a man with shared no common blood. Besides, that man was too old. Most Tsurugi smiths began their training from the day they could walk. Never had one begun so late. So maybe it's not Masamune. Maybe he will learn how to do Tsurugi, but he will like give his knowledge to the younger generation and he will create Masamune. Maybe he will get like theory about everything and not like practical skills. And finally, he was but Yamatoan, not an Emishi born to forge, yep. Even if he learned their arts, any Tsurugi he forged would be inferior. So judged Kunimitsu, and so judged Kunimitsu's peers and disciples. They met the blacksmith with laughter and jeers, and perhaps with a flicker of fear in their faces, for a man's eyes shone with a light, not wholly sane, and he spoke of naught, but demons and death he could deliver them. Salvation came from a direction nobody expected. Each school of Tsurugi smithing passes its knowledge from parents to child. When the child has learned all that the parent can teach, their parents commit their soul to the forge. Oh, that's how it works! Oh. So, it's not like you're a blacksmith, and at some point of your life, for example when it's ending, you just decide you will forge yourself into Tsurugi. It's like a tradition. It's more like a tradition. That if you like gave everything you could to a child, then you give like your whole self. You basically turn yourself into Tsurugi. Or let your kids get you into Tsurugi. Depending how it works. But yeah, okay, so this is like tradition basically at this point. Okay. This has always been this way. However, this way carries risks. Should an accident befall the successor, for example, the secrets of the school may be lost, for the old master is now but silent metal, and cannot teach another. Yeah, true. I mean, they can still communicate, so I don't know how they could not teach. I mean, probably cannot like show like practical skills, but still have like his own mind, so he have all the knowledge of creating tsurugi. So why tsurugi cannot like give instructions to someone else to create tsurugi? At least in like, you know, just verbal way, if not in practical one. That's kind of weird. In order to prevent such tragedies, clans select one discipline, after the youngest in each generation, to become the guardian of the line. The smith does not forge a tsurugi, but lives out his days teaching those who come after and ensuring that their secrets are not forgotten. When Kunimatsu disciples rose to grab the blacksmith and flank him, frothing from the gates, it was Kimitsu's uncle, guardian of the Shinto line, who intervened. Okay. He bade them show their guests to his chambers, and there he addressed the blacksmith thus: "Truly, you are a tsurugi smith born. I have prepared many kinsmen for the forge. For most, it is a labor of many years, but it will not be so for you." Wow. So he's like really skilled, apparently. And also, to make such an exception in long-going tradition, to take outsider to your family and to teach his the secrets, that's a huge deal, actually. The old smith was wise indeed, for tsurugi smithing was the art of transmuting one's self into a stronger form. It requires a consummate understanding of one's nature and one's way. This man already knew the shape of his soul and the purpose to which he would bend his art. Thus his human, this lowly toolsmith, already possessed what it took most emishi their whole life to obtain. Holy shit. Okay, that's... okay. Masamune must be amazing then. Yep, that's Masamune. Yep. That's Masamune. Hey, what is it? Is this an ant? What kind of animal is Masamune? I mean, Ginseigo is like wasp, right? Is this like... it's some kind of bug, but what bug? Is it a cockroach? Huh. And so the blacksmith will took form. Goron Yudo Masamune of Soshu, a tsurugi, forged to smite evil. Yep. Though crafted by the hand of no emishi, this tsurugi was unmatched by any under heaven. Oh shit. All who beheld it were entranced by its beauty and by the might which this beauty represented. So it surpassed even like the actual emishi work. In theory, is this possible that Masamune might be stronger than Ginseigo? Like in theory? Like total? I mean, Ginseigo is pretty special in terms of power. Huh. I think it's just like general. They're like generalizing that it just surpassed the emishi works. Not like every emishi, because they don't know like every shinoshi in the world, right? Also, Ginseigo and Muramasa don't exist at this time of time, at this period, right? It's the thing that I mentioned before. Like, you can let me know in the comments what the year was when the Muramasa and Ginseigo were created, so I get like timeline in my head. To think that that a mere Yamatoan could accomplish such craft. Emishi wept tears of despair, where Yamatoan Smith felt hope fill their hearts. If Masamune had found a master and gone to battle as he wished, his legend would surely have swept the land. Many Yamatoan smiths, inspired by his example, would have pushed the limits of their art Perhaps enough to surpass them in the entire. That this did not occur was, as irony would have it, due entirely to Masamune's peerless skill. Alas, he had forged too well. Although it graced the armies of daimyo, shoguns, and emperors, not one warrior ever donned his armor. For its majesty was that of the gods, awesome and inviolable. What man would dare to sully it with blood? Such a treasure was meant to be worshipped. All agreed, not worn into battle. Masamune probably was pissed off about that, because he wanted to slay evil. And he was treated like some kind of like museum art, basically. Even though he's like superior to everything. I mean, yeah, he's treated like a sacred Tsurugi, basically, at this point. So he's like a hidden weapon, special weapon, to be used like in terms of like really grave danger or emergency, I guess. Okay, so maybe Masamune might be stronger. I don't know. We'll see. It sounds... They make Masamune in this backstory really freaking powerful, so... Ayane? Ichijo? You got some hell of the Tsurugi at this point. This was not the glorious crusade he would imagined. A legend, earned on the pedestal, meant nothing. He longed for a master who would share in his purpose and wield him against the legions of evil. Yep, that's what I said, like he would be disappointed in this. Such a master never came. After some time in the keeping of Oda Nobunaga, Masamune vanished from the public eye. He passed in secret from owner to owner until finally he was taken to a mountain village and enriched there to hold the calamity at bay. Oh, this is where he got to Yagenta, right? Yagenta had his arm, I think, right? Right? Yagenta had arm and... Yeah, Yagenta had arm, I think. But though his shell lay dormant, there in the darkness, his soul never stopped screaming. There are still demons in this world. I must kill them all. You can already see where this road is going. Like, conflict between Ichijo and Kagayaki is like 100% right now. It's going to be the battle to death. And so the centuries passed.
700年。あまりにも長い無為の日々であった。
I like his voice. Wow. Also design for like Masamune armor, like in general, is sick. I love it. Simple, but effective, I would say. Like, this looks just amazing.
しかし今こそ、我はしてと共にある。
Yep.
今の世にも猛虎は跋扈しておるに相違ない。
Oh, he's still about Mongols.
政宗の刃にて切り滅ぼさん。
Ichijo has studied her history. She knows that the Mongol invasion was not a battle of goods versus evil. It was, the most wars are, a matter of economics and policy. But what difference does this make? Masamune knows that too. For him, the invasion was only the catalyst. It taught him that there is evil in this world. Evil that must be never forgiven. And Kageyaki don't want to be forgiven. Oh my god, Ichijo is perfect for him! Yes, you must never forgive the wicked. You must hate them to the last. Maybe Kageyaki would just let her kill him. Okay. To battle, heavily waits. Huzzah. Okay, we are back with Sorimachi. They met on the shore before she got Masamune.
嘘だ嘘だ嘘だ。あの人が罪のない人間まで殺して回ってるだと。
Okay. Okay, I didn't expect her to actually learn the truth since the beginning. Wait, we are getting like actually being antagonists towards Kagayaki since the beginning? Come on. That was supposed to happen later. We cannot start waifu road like this. No!
てめえよくもそんないい加減なことを。
Oh my god.
聞いてみりゃいいんですよ。
何？
本人に聞けばいいんですよ、ジョー。あ、ジョーのようなお人に面と向かって聞かれちまったら、多分ね、正直に答えてくれますよ。
Okay, okay. That escalated quickly. That escalated even faster than Otori Road. What the hell? Oh my god. This is not a story of heroes. And still, a hero has come. Oh my god, Ichijo is our hero of the story. Ooh. The hero. Oh my god, they literally throwing the hero title on us. Okay. Oh wait, this is starting exactly the same. I wanted to end the episode, but I will probably, but let's just like skip? Oh, and it's just like starting to this. So we are beginning in the beginning of Otori Road when she... This is the time when she called him. Okay, let's continue a little bit more, because it's kind of short episode, and I want to see what will happen a little bit, and it's not like feeling the right place to end actually. I toss the tabloid sheet down on the table and breathe a heavy sigh. It does little to alleviate my unease. The Shogun is dead. Though the circumstances of his passing remains a mystery, its fact is no longer a question. No doubt many glasses will rise in celebration tonight. Not in any public vein, of course. Though we are not for the vigilance of the Kamakura Watch, I suspect that the city might have found itself hosting an impromptu festival of sorts. Also, I wonder if every event will go exactly the same and only the perspective will change. What I'm interested in is that if the bomb still will happen, because we know this is the turn of events, and also Rokuhara stuff. If Rokuhara will take like actually leadership in the Yamato, I mean there's no one to slay in Shishku at this point. Huh. Yeah, there's like a lot of things that can change or go the same. Perhaps I should give my fellow citizens more credit. Some of them must understand that the Shogun death is not entirely cause to rejoice. Ashikaga Moruji was unequivalently a tyrant, like a stone set on the lid of an urn. He kept Yamato and her people trapped in the darkness. With that weight now gone, what must the people feel? Relief, yes, but also fear. For now, there is no telling that storm or quake might spill us out onto the gold hard ground. So when the people of Kamakura raise their glasses tonight, perhaps it will be a more somber affair. Either way, I have no incantations to join them. My thoughts are consumed by the conversation that took place not 5 days ago. I can imagine that these events aren't connected. Oh, and we already had that.
この間ご苦労。
影明
Yeah, this is about assassinating the shogun. Also, yeah, I took to my heart that I should not fast skip really fast, so... If I choose to slay the shogun, then someone else must praise the price. Someone who? Whom do I judge most worthy? Whom do I judge most good? Yep. At this point. It was the same, I think, in the previous road when... But it was like Otori there.
影明お許しをどうかこの儀ばかりは
Yeah. I think you have stronger reaction. I think the reaction was not that strong towards Otori at this point. I rejected them. For all that I own His Highness, I could not bring myself to kill for him, for Yamato. I will kill only to stop Ginseigo. That will have to be enough. It's already too much. Thankfully, they did not press the issue, nor did they swear me to secrecy, though they probably assumed that was obvious. They know that once. Then, let me take my leave. I wonder if Masamune Covenant forcing Ichijo to actually kill people that are like evil. So if she judges Kageaki actually evil, then Masamune will force her to actually fight and kill Kageaki. If she... Because it's... What if she don't think that he's evil? What if she will think that he have no choice and she will not claim he's as evil actually necessary? Because yeah, actions of Kageaki are... Well, yeah, that's kind of like a grey area, you know, it's not good, but he's forced to do this, actually. Yes, he knows the consequences, so we could say that's evil, but on the other hand, he's forced also to finalize the Covenant in order to stop Ginseigo. It was like fighting for greater good, I guess. I think it all depends on how Ichijo will see Kageaki. So this could not have been my doing. Somebody else killed the shogun. It is natural to suspect that the prince had a hand. But who could he have found feel for my role? Oh, also, Kageaki's father will be alive in this road, it seems. Otori is dead. Okay, so we'll see more of Commissioner in this chapter, I guess. Someone close to the prince, who could kill a Musha. Someone close to prince who could kill Musha,
や
huh?
っと落ち着いたい。ほんと肩こったわ。
You could use a massage, and I could use a little bit of break, so we'll end the episode here. I think this is kind of okay way to end this episode for now. Let's unlock this and let's lock this just in case. Yeah, a bit shorter episode, but this is the beginning. This is the beginning of the road, and yeah, let's keep it as the beginning, and the future episodes will be probably longer. We'll see. It starts very nice. I like how it started with the backstory of Masamune. So he was not a Mishi, and he surpassed the Mishi blacksmiths. He's a Yamatoan. And also, Ichijo got revelation from the beginning from Sorimachi. That's going to be a huge deal, actually. I wonder how Masamune Covenant actually will work. I guess I will have to see. So, thank you for joining this episode. Thank you for being with me. Leave up a like if you like it. And yeah, I will see you in the next episodes and on Discord. So thanks again and for the Pocket Watch. That's going out.